Overlord, or I think the Overlord pop right there. I'm okay. I'm not sure why the picking is going on. I do look because most of the time it's actually for something really cool from the observers. But now it looks like the roaches are going to pick off that Reaper no problem. Going to be interesting to see. This is a change of play for DIMAGA, whether or not the roaches will work for him very effectively. They are usually considered the natural defense against Reapers, although Reapers still can kite around them like this because they have larger range and just much faster speed. Looks like the Marines did come in here and did take out one of the Overlords as well. So looking at the production tab right now, mostly Reapers for DIMAGA, and you know, the counter from MorroW, of course. Look at all these Marines that just went out. He really thought that the DIMAGA was going to go muteless yet again. That is his natural transition. Most of the time, I think a lot of Terran players go with Reapers into Marauders to really counter the roaches coming down. So DIMAGA changing things up a little bit against his opponent, and right now looks like he finally does have his Spire down and is going to be pumping out some Mutilas. I think he was possibly hoping that MorroW would see the roaches and then just invest heavily in Marauders, but at this point still has a bunch of Marines out and now going to be moving these out, taking out everything. Sacrificial Overlord for DIMAGA, knows that there are Marines on the map, so he's going to be forced to attack with pretty much everything and taking down the rocks at the gold expansion right now. Has done a pretty good job. These Overlords are out on the fringe right now and could be easily taken out, but it looks like, one of the roaches is going to be going down, but the Lings come in, force around, and take out that small contingent of forces as well. But a big army now moving in for MorroW across the map, going to be using all his ground forces and pushing in as well. Roaches are coming to try to defend, but Stim going down and running into them. You normally don't see that from a Terran player. Normally they kite away, but ran straight up to the roaches into their faces, and now Overlord's going down for DIMAGA. Might be supply blocked in just a moment, but a hit and run from MorroW, because on the backside, the Lings that were taking care of those Marines are trying to get this around as best as they can. Not going to be able to do an extensive amount of damage right now too. So MorroW right now sensing that, you know, his opponent does have looks like roaches, and now Mutalisks are added to the mix as well. Looking at the army tab though, it looks like MorroW is ahead, one against the roaches right there, and pushed ahead temporarily right now. So Siege and Siege Tank is being researched. This Overlord, I don't know why he's standing here. He's going to have a lot of problem when the Marines stim and take him out. Looking at the units lost, it looks like DIMAGA has lost a significant number more. So that road strategy, unfortunately for him, not working quite as well as he had anticipated in this game, and now stuck with some roaches and didn't get that Spire up as fast as he wanted. Although it was a good reaction at some point, and probably a pretty interesting smart. Why is MorroW, I didn't know why he was throwing those D8 charges and helping out DIMAGA. Maybe he felt bad for him at that point. And Banelings now popping out for DIMAGA naturally against this entire Bio Ball army. Now going to be supplemented with just a handful of tanks. MorroW still likes to go with Bio deep into the late game, even against Zerg. Even when the Banelings come out, he just tries to micro around them. He doesn't like to go massive tack or anything like that, as far as I've seen, because really he invested in all these Raxes going down too. So, you know, he's going to try to pump out as many as he possibly can. Is establishing himself now at the gold. Meanwhile, it looks like DIMAGA is going to be doing the same, and unfortunately for DIMAGA in this game, is going to be a little bit behind. I think that miscalculation of the army coming in, the hit and run from MorroW, who wasn't overly aggressive either. He hit, he run, he knew he was ahead, so now going to be expanding and now pushing out for another timing attack when he has, looks like a significant number more units than his opponent. These rocks are still there. Is MorroW going to break it down for DIMAGA? And now the tanks are established. It's going to be very difficult for DIMAGA to take the gold at this point. And now the economy, he's behind in the economy, he's behind in the army count. Not looking very good for DIMAGA at this point, so should see him change things up a little bit in the next game. Maybe he might go back to the Mutaling combo that he has traditionally used before. And right now MorroW just has very strong map control, sensor towers, and look at the site on the map. Has control of both Zelnaga watchtowers, and although DIMAGA does have creep spanning out, MorroW already establishing his gold expansion and already ahead in the army count as well. DIMAGA probably not going to be a catch-up anytime soon. Looks like he is trying to bulk up his army as best as he can, scouting around with some overlords. These are going to be going down, and top goes the Overlord explode. And so it looks like MorroW just kind of bulking up, really gaining as much as possible, waiting for his upgrades to finish before he makes a very strong push against his opponent. He knows that, I mean, he has a Marine right here. Poor Drone just kind of staring down at the Marine. The Marine is staring at him, but doesn't want to go attack him because he can't see that far. Marines don't have that great sight. And right now it looks like DIMAGA is going to be coming in for an attack with his Mutalisk army, pushing in everything that he possibly can. Bad news bears for DIMAGA as everything's going to explode at this point. Just too many tanks and ground units. Although now no anti-air for MorroW at this point. There were too many Mutalisks up there. And now these Mutalisks are going to do a ton of damage. So DIMAGA with just the right amount of Mutalisks right now. And going to try to take out everything he possibly can. Tons of Marines being streamed out. But if they come in one by one, it's going to be a huge problem for them. They're going to die pretty quickly. DIMAGA has to be very careful that he doesn't have enough Mutalisks to really take on both the Marines and the missile turrets. Missile turrets are everywhere for MorroW, and that actually temporarily allowed MorroW to throw down even though these missile turrets are unguarded right now too. And MorroW just trying to throw down as many missile turrets as he possibly can. DIMAGA not going to be a takeout all. I mean, you know, as 5 Marines pop out at a time, once they're stimmed, they will be able to take out most of this Mutalisk army. And looks like other small battles going down right now. Looks like MorroW trying to establish himself as best he can. The Speedlings are running into the base. And what else is going on right here? So the Marauders are coming out as well that had temporarily retreated. Looking at the army tab, things are actually evening out for in DIMAGA's favor. Now that the Speedlings are here, tanks are established and trying to do some damage everywhere, and more Mutalisks now streaming out for DIMAGA as well. So DIMAGA looking like he's gonna in a very strong position right now. Not enough anti-air for MorroW, although there is a ton of ground. Vikings are finally coming out for MorroW, so he might be able to finally handle the situation. Although a ton more Lings and everything, just trying to take out everything that they can on the ground, trying to harass and take out this expansion. I don't know if DIMAGA knows that there is the gold expansion down south, and the Speedlings coming in here. The SCVs are going to retreat at this point. Don't want to get killed for needless reasons. MorroW has been able now just to mass up a ton of forces. Vikings in the air, stimmed Marines on the ground with combat shield, and now that all these missile turrets are sitting around, unfortunately for DIMAGA, that window of attack is shrinking every few seconds, and now the Lings aren't going to be quite as effective as the siege tanks are going down. So great job from MorroW to kind of hold things down while all this is occurring, and actually pulling ahead in the army count. Right now, DIMAGA is actually mined out of his main. Still hasn't taken this. I think he tried that. I guess that the drone came out and he was destroyed instantly. So I'm going to be working with these supply depots, but not going to be supply blocking MorroW in any way. And now MorroW, I think, just going to be going for the retaliation, still trying to push forward. I don't think he's going to be able to build that bunker on the creep, unfortunately. Creep makes it very difficult to build anything on because it's so slimy and everything too. But it looks like, wow, the Thors are going down, and a GG from DIMAGA. That was unfortunately his last hurrah, as he would be forced to try to take this expansion. Very difficult to expand. And it looks like I'm sorry, wow, I'm saying D everything. MorroW going to be taking game 1, going up 1-0, getting his revenge on this map. So this has been JCS StarCraft, signing off.